Last season, Michael Carrick did something that many people thought was impossible.
It's the first time in a decade that Manchester United have beaten Liverpool home and away in a Premier League season.
He took a Manchester United side that had spent years searching for an identity and turned them into a team that could finally compete again.
Here's Šeško, surely! And Manchester United have got the opener!
The football was more organized. The midfield was more balanced. The results started to improve. But Carrick knew something that every United fan knew too. The rebuild wasn't finished. With Casemiro and Ugarte leaving, United desperately needed good midfielders. So when the summer transfer window opened, Manchester United made their move. For days, it looked like the club had finally found the perfect midfielder. The Brazilian international, Ederson, was heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford, and multiple reports suggested the deal was close. Fans had already started imagining him in a United shirt. But then, everything changed. The move suddenly fell apart. Now, while Ederson might not have the superstar reputation of players like Tchouaméni or Tonali, don't let the lack of headlines fool you. Because there's a reason Manchester United wanted him so badly.
A deep-line midfielder, very technically gifted, but it's his passing ability that should excite range passing. He rarely gives the ball away. He's in Liga and he's in the sort of the top percentiles for ball retention, but also the number of balls he plays forward as well. So it's not just, keeping hold of the ball, but also passing it in the right way to start attacks as well.
So today, we're going to answer 3 questions. Who exactly is Ederson? Why did Manchester United push so hard to sign him? And most importantly, could walking away actually be the smarter decision for United's rebuild? Let's break it down. When United fans first heard the club had agreed a deal for Ederson, many had the same reaction. 40 million for a backup midfielder? But that's exactly why so many people inside football believed this transfer made sense. Last season, Manchester United only had Premier League football to focus on, yet squad depth was still a problem throughout the campaign. A couple of injuries piled up, rotation became difficult, and whenever key players were unavailable, the drop in quality was noticeable. Now, United are back in the Champions League. The fixture list is about to become much more demanding. And with Casemiro and Ugarte expected to leave the club, United are losing a huge amount of experience, physicality, and depth from midfield. Suddenly, this isn't a team looking for another superstar. It's a team looking for reliable options. Players who can start Champions League nights, Premier League away games, domestic cup ties, or come off the bench when needed. That's exactly why Ederson emerged as one of United's top targets. Last season, Ederson played 37 Serie A matches. 37. That's more league appearances than Bruno Fernandes, Menu, Casemiro and Ugarte managed in their respective leagues. Managers love players like that. Not because they dominate headlines. Because they're always available. That's exactly what Ederson has been doing for Atlanta. At Atlanta, Ederson built a reputation as one of Serie A's most complete midfielders. Not the most creative, not the most glamorous, but arguably one of the most effective. He became the heartbeat of a team known across Europe for its intensity, aggression and relentless pressing. Watch him play and one thing becomes obvious immediately. The guy never stops running. He's constantly closing down opponents, constantly tracking runners, constantly covering spaces. And when United lose possession, that's exactly the kind of midfielder they've been missing. Modern football is all about transitions. The moment you lose the ball, you have seconds to win it back. And now United are trying to build that same mentality. Ederson looked like a perfect fit for that vision. Last season, he won 33 tackles and made 33 interceptions in Serie A. And more importantly, he does something Manchester United's midfield desperately lacks. He carries the ball a lot. Watch his highlights and you'll notice a pattern. Win the ball, drive forward, break a line, create space. Repeat. It's simple, but incredibly effective. So, if Ederson seemed like such a perfect fit, what happened? According to multiple reports, United ultimately decided not to go through with the transfer after late concerns emerged during the process. While the club hasn't publicly explained the decision, many reports suggest there were concerns over whether Ederson was fully fit, with some questioning the condition of his knee. At the same time, the World Cup didn't exactly help his case either. After a tournament where many fans expected him to announce himself on the biggest stage, his performances failed to convince large sections of the United fanbase. He wasn't poor by any means, but he also didn't produce the kind of displays that made supporters feel the club simply had to complete the signing. And as disappointing as that feels for many fans, that could actually be a positive sign. For years, Manchester United built a reputation for chasing transfers at any cost, overpaying, ignoring warning signs, making emotional decisions instead of smart ones. This time, they appear to have done the opposite. If the club genuinely had concerns, whether they were financial, medical, or simply believed there were better opportunities available, then walking away might be exactly what a well-run club should do. Does missing out on Ederson hurt? Absolutely. Based on everything we've talked about today, it's easy to see why Manchester United wanted him. His energy, his athleticism, his durability, his ability to carry the ball. He looked like a player who could have improved this midfield immediately. But successful rebuilds aren't defined by the transfers you complete. Sometimes they're defined by the ones you don't. The money that would have been spent on Ederson can now be invested elsewhere. Perhaps on a different midfielder. Perhaps on another position that Carrick believes is even more important. Because the goal isn't simply to sign good players. The goal is to build the right squad.
Strike, and Manchester United have turned it around again.